You can see in this shot when the skipper leaves the hut and he is sleepwalking, there are some footprints already in the sand that he uses to walk in to make sure he ends up on the proper mark for his shot. We can do a little analysis on this day for night shot, as they're called. It's a shot you want to appear as nighttime, but you shoot it during the day, and then you can lower the contrast and the exposure and that kind of thing. See under the log, the shadow is underneath and toward the right, which would indicate the light source is up and to the left, possibly the moon. But then if you look at the rock on the left, you can see a palm leaf shadow moving on this rock, which comes from a studio light or something, because there wouldn't be the sun and the moon or two moons. Here, after Mr. Howell throws the bottle of pills, you can hear it hitting the hard stage floor instead of sand.
Indeed. Nobody rushes a Howell.
Unless he was lucky enough to have hit the edge of the table. There are several things to point out of the skipper's cup when the castaways are putting the tranquilizers in. The first thing is, it is really obvious here that it looks like they put a styrofoam cup in a coconut shell. The edges are kind of even torn off of it, probably to make it fit inside. Either these prop cups didn't hold liquid or the castaways didn't want to put their lips right on the coconut. But putting all of these pill dropping into the cup scenes together, you can see they pretty much are consistent, except the professor got a more full cup for some reason. Here, where Gilligan heads over to put the pills in the skipper's cup and then comes back and talks to Mary Ann, you can see a stick lying across this little pathway in the back. And then when Mary Ann goes to put her pills in, apparently one of the crew must have tripped over this stick because somebody picked it up and put it over to the side. And I'm hoping that Ginger didn't take anybody's head off when she threw the fan this quick. Here it is, here it's not. Apparently no one got hurt because they gave it back to her pretty quick in this scene. I remember thinking when I was a kid this shot was pretty eerie looking, these odd looking fire reflections around the fire. They don't really make sense because they're on the ground and there's no real source from the fire that would put them on the rocks and on the ground like they're being shown here. They probably use some type of a moving gobo or something in front of a light. There's a mark or a ring around this tree, almost looks like it's made in chalk. I'm guessing it is some kind of a mark for the castaways or for Gilligan when he runs up, so he knows about maybe where to grab the tree when he hits his head, but it just doesn't look like a real natural ring. This device is a Hallicrafters Model S-40 single conversion super heterodyne general coverage shortwave receiver. They were produced for only a couple years after World War II in the late 40s. It's not a transmitter. Here's a color picture of it. But since the skipper was able to somehow turn a receiver into a transmitter, I guess anything goes. This was a rather convenient way of making this prop gag happen. When Gilligan's pounding on the top of this transmitter to try to get it to work, you can see that he purposely moves back and hits that button on the back. Now you can see that button doesn't appear in the photo of this actual receiver, so I am sure it was put there by the prop department as a convenient way of hooking the insides to that button so when Gilligan hit it they would all fall out on the ground. Here you can see the corner or edge of either a cyc or the inside of the stage wall. It could also be that the placement of one of the studio lights was such that something with an edge was on the side of it and cast a shadow in an edge form. This is one of these famous disappearing bugs. Up close you can see this black insect on this log. And then when Gilligan's looking for his weapon in this long shot, the bug is not there. And the bug reappears very quickly again here in this next close-up. Don't forget, the entire 3-disc DVD set of this work is available by visiting the link below. And right now is a good time to hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't done so. Thanks.